Hi all. Today we're going to talk about using object groups, and we're going to use them within access lists to keep our access lists clean and easy to manage. So let's get to it. So the command structure is object-group. Now there's a few types. You can create a network object group that can consist of host IPs or subnets. You can create a service object group that consists of ports, TCP ports, UDP ports. You have to make a TCP, well, you can make a TCP port group. You can make a UDP port group within the object group, or you can make a TCP, slash UDP port group. So you put in port 80, but it's a TCP UDP group, then it's TCP and UDP port 80. Or you can just do TCP just UDP. You can do ICMP type groups, and protocol groups is the last one. We're going to use network groups and service groups in here. So we're going to do an object group network. We'll call it internet hosts, and then in here we do network object host. You can either put your subnet and subnet mask or host. We'll just put some hosts. 10.10.10. say 100, and we'll add 101, 102, 103, and 104. So we have 5 hosts in our network object group. Exit out of there, and we'll do object group, and we'll do a service object group. We'll call it internet ports. I'll make it a TCP object group, and in here we'll have port object equal to 80, and it's for browsing. So we'll say they need 443, they need 53 for DNS. We'll give them 25 and 110 to do SMTP and POP. Right. So we've got 5 network hosts and 5 service ports. We'll exit out of there, and so now we're going to use these within an access list, and I'll just make this a little bigger so you can see the full thing. So access list, the last lab, the previous lab was regarding access lists and stuff, so have a look at that one if you haven't already. We'll call it inside ACL permit TCP from object group. May as well tab that object group. We created internet hosts. We'll let them go anywhere because it's the internet. And here normally you'd put for your port operator would be equal to a port, but we're going to use a service object group. So we'll say object group, and we called it internet. Whoops, it was a cap, I believe. Internet. Ports. Perfect. So we'll just have a quick look at that. So what we have then is like previous labs, I called inside ACL the access list we were binding to the inside interface just to make it easy, right? So in this ACL that would be applied to the inside interface of the firewall, we're talking about our internal segment, and we're saying that we're going to permit on the TCP protocol the hosts in this object group, so these 5 hosts, they can go anywhere on the port object service object group called internet ports. So on these ports, right? For example. Now let me show you why it's really clean. So you see here we've got the one line when we look at the config. But have a look at this. Show run access list. Oh, sorry, yeah, of course. You need to do, as I talked about in the previous lab, you leave out the run. Show access list and do inside ACL to see the whole thing. But have a look at that. Let me just make this window a little bigger. So we have one line in the config, but there's 25 lines within it, right? So notice that, that it's the only line in the ACL, so it is line 1. And there you go. There it is in the raw line 1, permitting this object group anywhere on that service object group. And here it is all broken down. Notice they're all line 1. There's 25 objects within this one, or elements within this one statement. And so you can see it's broken down just the way we saw it in the groups that we made above. We're allowing the first 5 allow .100 to go anywhere on 5 different ports, and then 101 to go anywhere on 5 different ports, and so on and so on. So you can see how convenient that can be, right? You can easily add and remove services to this group. Just go into the service group and do a no or add. You can go into this network group and do a no to remove someone, or do, just do a network object host and add another host in there, or a subnet to add and remove. So it's very easy to manage. You could have another object group in the destination here if you wanted specific, machines to get to specific servers on specific ports. You can use them that way to just keep the config real clean. Again, have a look at this, right? We've got the one line showing up in the config, but it represents 25 lines underneath. So it is very clean, easy, a lot easier to manage. You still get all your elements underneath when you just show the access list, and each line gets a hit count, so you can see when someone's attempted to access against one of the elements within. I think that's pretty clear. I'll just leave it like that. Play around with it, try it out. It's very handy. Yeah, a lot easier to manage your firewall config. If you have any questions, leave me a note on YouTube, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks a lot.